ドジャースの大谷翔平は日本時間14日、敵地サンフランシスコで行われたジャイアンツ戦に1番指名打者で先発出場し、5試合ぶりとなる第49号本塁打を放ちました。飛距離は今季チーム最長となる454フィート、約 138.4 メートルを記録し、その圧巻の一撃に実況席も思わず冗談を交えるほどの盛り上がりを見せました。1対4と3点を追う3回無視の場面、ローガン・ウェブ投手の2球目の変化球を完璧に捉えると、打球はバックスクリーンに直撃。本塁打王争いでリーグトップに立つフィリーズのカイル・シュワーバー外野手に再び2本差と迫る豪快な一発となりました。地元放送局スポーツネットロサンゼルスで実況を務めたスティーブン・ネルソン氏は、
大谷の打球はまっすぐ飛ぶ、遠くまで飛んだ、49号です
と興奮気味に伝えました。さらに今季チーム最長本塁打の記録保持者だったアレックス・コールに触れ、
大谷の本塁打で少し落ち込んでいるかもしれません
と冗談を交えながら、大谷の驚異的な飛距離に驚きを隠せない様子を見せました。この模様は日本語字幕付きでご紹介します。また先日行われたデーブ・ロバーツ監督とタイラー・グラスノー投手によるトークイベントでは、大谷が45号ソロ本塁打を放った際に起きた出来事について語られました。試合中、大谷がホームラン後にパドレスファンとハイタッチした場面が大きな話題となりましたが、イベントではそのファンがどのような挑発をしていたのかが明かされ、会場を沸かせました。こちらも日本語字幕付きでご紹介します。
Dodgers trail 4-1, top of the third, top of the order for LA. Ball one to Shohei Otani, who singled and scored in the first inning. And Otani steps on a pitch, sends one to straightaway center field. Long gone for number 49 this season. 454 feet for Otani. And he makes it a 4-2 game.
A beautiful swing and a majestic shot. He knew it, we knew it, the Giants knew it. Wow. And Rortvet was up with the bases loaded and 1 out. I was thinking to myself, right before he hit the ground ball double play, just hit the ball in the air so Otani can have a shot.
You weren't alone in that thought.
And the very next pitch, Webb throws a changeup, he rolls over it, and they go 3-6-1 and get out of the inning.
Now the only one who may be a little bummed about that Otani home run, Alex Call, because Shohei went 454, so he jumps ahead of Call for the longest home run this year by a foot at 453.
The baseball world is back in order when Otani's on top as far as the distance for the home run.
You know, the day after Call hit that 453-footer in Colorado, we put up a graphic illustrating the longest home runs, and that screenshot found its way to Call, and he was joking to me, I might frame this and put it in the house.
Not bad.
Is Otani to lead things off for the Dodgers here in the third. And he takes low and away. Otani hit one to the left side for a base hit to open up the game. Center field, forget it. And gone. How far did that baby go?
Well, 454 feet. And he went out of here at 115 miles per hour. And that was home run number 49. And he got every bit of that one.
Well, it's also gives you an idea how important it was to turn that double play to end the second inning.
Amen. Let him hit with men on base. No, thank you.
Here's a 1-0 pitch, and Otani swings, hits a drive to center and deep. This ball's back. It is gone. It's the show that never ends. It's Shohei Otani's 49th home run. An absolute bomb to center field, and it's 4-2. 454 feet.
Nothing dainty about that, and hopefully that's going to kickstart this Dodger ball club.
Oh, he just absolutely demolished that baseball. And the center fielder, Matos, knew it right away. He never even made an attempt to go back on it. He just kind of turned and watched it.
Yeah, he just turned around so he could get a better view of where it was going to land.
4-1 Giants, third inning. A first pitch changeup low to Otani. And to tell you about it, Joe Rizzo.
All right, thanks, John. As Otani swings, hits a high, deep drive, center field, on its way and long gone. Otani to straightaway center for his 49th home run of the season. A solo shot here to begin the third, and the Dodgers pulled to within 4-2.
Man, that was like a hanging sinker. Belled high right out over the middle of the plate, got the arms extended. He might have hit it 460, 470 feet or more.
My goodness.
Well, the estimate from StatCast on Otani's home run, 454, which I thought maybe they shorted him a little bit. He hit the ball at 115 miles per hour.
Wow. Lineup turns over. Shohei Otani. First pitch, grounded up the middle and through. It's a 3-hit game for Shohei. On for the 4th time. Back of the 3rd inning. It sounded different. Went a long way. 454 feet.
Yeah, if you play golf with a long knocker, you know it sounds different. And Shohei, when he hits it, it does sound different.
Happy Gilmore. Yeah, golf ball whacker guy. The baseball whacker guy. But he also throws it, so.
Teoscar, when the team was at home, we saw a lot of power with your bat. Tonight, a 3-hit game. When you look at just the results, how you guys were able to get to Logan Webb early, what would you say was just working so well for you at the plate?
It's just executing the plan. Before the game, we planned something. We tried to do it in the game. We did it today. They score early, but we fight back. We get some good at-bats, put the ball in play, and we get a lot of runs.
A key part of your game is being an RBI machine. What does it mean to you when you get to contribute to this group, getting some RBIs for yourself tonight?
It's good, especially if I put the team ahead. That's what is important. I don't care if I don't get the RBIs. As long as the team is winning, that's part of my job, and that's what I'm here for.
Recently, Dave Roberts talked a lot about just the offense showing fight. When you look at just the quality of at-bats today, is that how you would describe what you guys have been able to do, stringing together hits and getting those results?
Yeah, like I said, we put a lot of good at-bats together. Fordo, I think, gets 3 walks today. He get a big hit, big at-bat and a sac fly, and, everybody do a great job today.
On the pitching side, especially with these young arms, how have you seen them just kind of step up and really have some great results, whether it's been Justin Robleski or even someone like Edgardo Henriquez?
They've been learning. They're having success. They're attacking the hitters. They pounded the strike zone, so they got good stuff. So when you pound the strike zone with good stuff, something good happen.
And for Tanner Scott, just to end on a high note, how good of a feeling is that for him?
I think I feel better than him right now. I'm happier than him, so. Hopefully he can keep going like that. We're going to need him in the playoff.
All right, Tess, congratulations on this win tonight.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
For Tanner just to close out this one the way that he did, how much of a building block can that be for him? And were there any adjustments maybe that you saw visually that he might have changed?
I thought the slider tonight was much better. And I think for me, I just wanted to get him back in the game. I want him to, know that we have confidence in him. And I just felt that to kind of wash last night's outing, what better way to do that than to get back in there? And so, to his credit, he made the most of it. I thought the fastball was good. And again, I thought the slider tonight was much more sharp and got some swing and miss.
Shohei is now one shy of 50 homer in 2 years in a row. So how difficult is it?
Very difficult, given that it doesn't happen very often. I don't know how many guys have done that, but it just speaks to how special Shohei is as a ball player, and even tonight, taking walks and doing what he does, and giving guys behind him opportunities to drive in runs. But yeah, it's quite the accomplishment.
Now has 103 homers in his 2 seasons with the Dodgers. That's 3rd highest total in any player's first 2 seasons with the new team. Of course, Babe Ruth, his 113 back in 19, 20, and 21 with Alex Rodriguez is hitting 109 with the Rangers back in 2001 and 2002. It's great company to be on, right, when you talk about that list. And speaking of Shohei Ohtani, he got a home run versus Logan Webb this season. We talked about earlier, got the splash one as well, his first one there. He has just been spectacular, and sometimes we almost take him for granted, maybe even.
Oh, or we just like to watch his highlights, and we're going to do that once again and go Access 360 and look at the home runs he had against Logan Webb this year. Before the game started on our show, we showed the cutter on the inner half where Shohei puts on a great swing. You got the cutter in, and we got the baseball wet out there for the souvenir. So now we have the sinker middle, and he takes it back up the middle, the dead center, top of the net. Ooh. Over 485.7 feet. Who knows what it is, but it went a long way. But they were trying to get the ball up and in Shohei. And if you miss, oh, he's going to pound it, and that's exactly what he did. Great swing, head down on it, extends through the ball, high fives all around. Shohei, just want to say something obvious. You're fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a blast to watch. It's just one of those kids. It seems like whenever you need him to do it, he does it. I don't care if it's you need a big hit because you need to get a win, or if it's bobblehead night. He says bobblehead night, he's going to hit a home run. In fact, I just maybe 25 bobblehead nights for him because he gets a home run every time. They don't just schedule that in, okay?
Clayton, when you look at just the outing today, that first inning, kind of some of the struggles there, what were you either missing or what were you feeling to start this one?
Yeah, it wasn't a good day, but thankfully we had a great game today. Everybody picked me up and scored a bunch of runs, and that was awesome to see. So just a bad day for me, but team came through, so that's all that matters.
You look at just the bullpen, these young arms and how they've been able to step up, whether it's been someone like Justin Robleski, Edgardo, Enriquez. I mean, what's made them so impressive right now?
Yeah, they both were great tonight. We really needed those innings, so Enriquez coming in after me and punching out the side like that, and obviously Robo taking down that many innings in the middle there was huge for us. So those guys are great. We're going to need them, and big game for them today.
We talked about the offense underperforming for a while. What does it feel like to watch that kind of a night?
Yeah, I mean that was awesome. I mean I think Logan Webb's a really good pitcher, so for them to grind out at bats, especially after me putting him in a hole after the first inning, and getting guys on base, not trying to do too much, just taking what they give you, walks, hits, all the things. It was really impressive today by the offense, and hopefully just keep it going.
Well, Blake Snell was supposed to be here with us tonight, couldn't make it. His wife just gave birth to their second child a few days ago, so congratulations to them, and life does happen. And maybe Tyler Glasnow is going to be a dad sometime in the not-too-distant future because you got engaged a few months ago, and I know you've told this story a number of times, but there are a lot of people here who probably haven't heard about your love story with Megan and how it all started.
Yeah, I was in Tampa, and I was just sitting in the dugout hanging out with Brett Phillips, and I looked over and I saw a cute girl, and I was kind of intrigued, and Tampa's not really notorious for a ton of fans, so she was very obvious sitting right there. And it's kind of creepy when I say it back, but I'm good friends with our team photographer, and I was like, go ahead and zoom in. I just want to see and take a picture. And I liked what I saw, and I ended up throwing her a ball with my number on it. And I said, text, if you have a boyfriend, don't worry about it, but if you don't, text me. And then she didn't text me or anything, and the next day she came back and then found, I don't know how she evaded security, but she threw me a ball with her number on it and was like, you text me. So then, so I texted her, and it was I thought it was kind of funny, whatever, this will be kind of a funny story, we'll go hang out a couple times. And we went out to dinner, and I was like, whoa, I really, really like this girl. And it just grew from there, and now we're engaged. So,
yes. Well, congratulations to you and Megan. Dave, I want to ask about something that happened on Sunday, because this 4-game winning streak started Sunday in San Diego, and Dalton Rushing hits this huge 3-run home run, the biggest hit of his young career, and then Shohei later in the game hits a home run as well, and he's jogging back to the dugout, and there's this Padres fan that he's like high-fiving, and everyone's like, what's going on? And then we find out that he was heckling Shohei the entire game. He kept it clean. He wasn't rude. He wasn't using profanity. So, Dave, you had a close seat there. What was this guy saying all game?
Yeah, that was a great moment, and it was good to see Shohei, show some personality. And this dude was like in my ear all game. He was wearing me out. He was wearing Shohei out, telling him how overrated he was. And I mean, it was like the first inning. I'm like, all right, I don't know if I can handle this guy all game. And so, to his credit, he kept it clean the entire game, because once it was if it got, not clean, I was gonna have him removed. And they were expensive seats, but I was like, I'm done with this dude. But he kept it clean. And then so he's wearing Shohei out. You're 0 for 10. You're 0 for 12. Padres are way better than you guys. And Dave, you're a terrible manager. And it's like, what are you bringing in this guy? He stinks. And I was like, oh my God. And then so Shohei hits his homer, and then he comes around, and then before he daps up everybody else, he goes right to this dude, and then gives him a high five, and the guy took it great, and he's going to try to leverage this 5 minutes of fame, I'm sure, but it was a great moment.
None for you, Tyler? No heckling stories? Or you just tune them out? You're so focused.
Not particular. I think like every game you're in the bullpen, especially on the road, like there's always people talking, but you don't really notice it. Like, I guess I'm so used to it at this point. It's in New York or Philly, any like big, huge city, there's always going to be people saying something. But it's I don't know, it's fun, and I appreciate like a good like shit talk. Sorry for the kids, but like if it's clever and it's funny, it's like I like that. But if it's just like you're annoying everyone around you, it's one of those things. But I think that's what's so cool about sports, and it's like everyone can relate. If you play sports, you watch sports, like I think that's like it's fair game. If you talk smack well, it's fine. So I don't mind it.
Well, as Oral says, they don't heckle the bad players. Yeah, that's always a good player. So if you're getting it, that's
no, they do actually. They heckle everybody.
That's probably true. So I saw a Sarah Lang's tweet the other day, it's like a week ago, and it really caught my attention. I just want to share some of the information on it. Since 2022, among pitchers with at least 350 innings, Tarek Skubal has the #1 ERA in baseball, 2.65. The third lowest is Blake Snell, 2.76. You know who has the second lowest ERA since the start of 2022, Dave? It's one of your guys.
He's sitting to my right.
No, it's Clayton Kershaw.
Really? I thought you were leading me in a certain way.
No, but I wanted to ask both of you, because I think everybody was at least a little surprised, because everyone's, Clayton Kershaw's getting up there. He can't do it anymore. He just went 5-0 in August with, a 1.8 ERA. Second lowest ERA since the start of 2022. These are supposed to be his twilight years. So Tyler, as his teammate, how impressed are you just from the day-to-day of Kershaw, what he's able to do? Because he's not out there throwing 98 like you are anymore.
Yeah, I think that was, signing here, my first thought was I get to go hang out with Clayton Kershaw and talk to him. I watched him in high school and everything. He was my favorite player, which is weird because he's like 4 years older than me. But I think the most impressive thing about him is, like you'd imagine just how good he is. It's like kind of easy for him, but you watch him throughout the week and his preparation and how he is on start day. It's like he's got the aura of like not like a nervous rookie, but he's very intense. Like he's very locked in, and I think when you play with dudes over a certain amount of time, you kind of, I guess the edge, I don't want to say it fizzles out, but you start to change a little bit. You get a little bit more comfortable. You get a little bit more like relaxed. He is so intense and so locked in, like it's his debut in the big league. So I just think his routine and how like monotonous he is with his day in and day out stuff is something no one I've played with has come close to him. Yeah. And I don't know how the guy's going to retire, because it's like ingrained in his blood.
Exactly.
It's crazy. So.
And I think it says a lot about his ability to compete, Dave, that he knows he doesn't have the same stuff he had 6-7 years ago, but to still be second in ERA since the start of 2022.
Yeah, it's really, you marvel at greatness in different ways, in the sense of sometimes people are just so much more talented than the field, and then we admire that. But there's another part of, you know, not as much talent as they used to have, but to still reach a certain level of performance. And so for me, you know, seeing what he's done and just sort of willing himself to success and perform at such a high level, it's just so remarkable. And Tyler touched on this as far as kind of his preparation, he's just relentless. And I will say is, what you guys probably don't understand, he touched on a little bit, is that Clayton gets nervous before every start, because there is a certain expectation for Clayton Kershaw that most 99.9% of pitchers don't have that. You know, there's 50,000 people that show up on a nightly basis when he pitches, right? And so they're all expecting him to perform to a certain level. And so that's something that he's got to find a way to kind of reconcile, you know, and try to appreciate and still go out there and reach that expectation. That's hard to do. And so I really never appreciated that till a couple years ago. He was coming back from an injury, and I'm like, dude, you're good. You did the process. You're fine. And he kind of alluded to it a little bit about being nervous, and I was like, it just hit me like, I get it. And so that was pretty cool and pretty transparent by him. But yeah, John, what he's done for us, it's just, I mean, this guy he's going to be on the legends up there. He's going to be in Cooperstown, and to know that he's played his entire career in a Dodgers uniform is pretty special for all of us.
We're going to have to cut things short pretty soon. Both of these guys, big-time foodies, and I know you guys have dinner reservations, but I want to ask, like, when you go out on the road, where's the best food? What other cities on the road have the best food? Was it Japan when you were there earlier this year? I mean, Tyler, I saw you and Blake Snell crushing snacks in the dugout one time, and all kinds of different snacks. So where are some of your favorite spots, as you two foodies can attest to?
Yeah, you go first.
I think if I did a little bit more like plan, Japan's relatively far, so I didn't really like plan as well as maybe I should have. But the food, I think what was cool about Japan is like you go anywhere, I think the culture is very much like, if you're gonna do it well. So like you walk in anywhere, the food is good. But in my experience, my favorite place to eat is probably, I mean, New York is like an easy answer. Chicago and LA, I'm from here. I know like a pretty good amount of places to go, but I'd say probably those three for me are like the big ones.
Okay. I think, yeah, I think probably Japan was fantastic. I've taken trips to Italy, so I love Italian food. In domestic, Chicago is great in the sense because a lot of times we play the Cubs, we have day games, so we can kind of enjoy the city and go to a dinner. But New York is certainly tough to beat as far as the diversity of food. And it's cool because Megan and Trisha, my wife, exchange texts on recommendations for food places. So we're all foodies, and it's just great. So yeah, it's always nice to get, you know, insight from other people too.
試合後、現地ラジオ局のインタビューに応じた大谷翔平は、ホームランによるチームの盛り上がりについて次のように語りました。
ビハインドの状況でしたので、まだまだここからいけるという気持ちをみんなが持っていました。そこから点差が開くまで打線が良い攻めを続けていたのだと思います。
今季の球団最長となるホームランについては、
ホームランは数を積み重ねることが一番大事ですが、飛距離も自分の持ち味の一つだと思っています。これからも記録を塗り替えられるように頑張りたいです。
と意欲を見せました。さらに自己最多タイとなる134得点について問われると、
1番を打っている以上、打点以上に得点は大事だと思っています。最近はムーキー・ベッツの調子も素晴らしいですし、自分が少しでもつなげば得点になる確率が高まります。ですからまずは出塁を第一に考えていきたいです。
とリードオフマンとしての役割を強調しました。ご視聴いただき誠にありがとうございます。今後も大谷翔平選手に関する最新情報をお届けしてまいりますので、ぜひチャンネル登録と高評価をお願いいたします。